It's a shame that things like this have to happen.
Unfortunately, some people claim power that was never bestowed upon them. It's a true shame when people don't know their place
And act in such futile ways to take advantage of the power they were allotted out of courtesy.
If we wanted, we could have you fired. It's that simple.
But first, the news.
It's my life in the box in front of me. Like a chalk in my arms, the soul of me. You walk by, as you see me lay face down. Hands on the sword, in your hand.
Now, all of you out there in SonCo land are wondering what happened last week.
Well, to be quite blunt, you were screwed.
You were screwed out of the chance to inspect us on our brand of network television.
They tried to screw us, but they failed.
That's right. Too bad for them. The powers that be didn't screw us. The powers that be screw the powers that be.
You screwed yourselves. We put things right.
Fortunately, they were willing to admit their wrongdoings. Therefore, their punishments will be minimal.
And as a courtesy, their punishments will remain between them and us.
And that is a blessing, believe you me.
Now let's try this again.
But let's not let our pride get in the way of the betterment of the company.
SonCo, it's where you go. It's the places and faces you know. SonCo, is it so? Oh no. Here we go. SonCo.
It's not Mommy's company anymore. She died. Moving on. Now, Jack, tell me, is it true we have some viewer mail?
Well, that's true. You see here at SonCo, we never hold back when it comes to our fans. Let's take a look at some of the questions the SonCo community is pondering. Dear SonCo Chairman, as a stockholder in the SonCo brand of entertainment, I was interested in how the spatial dispersal of your service networks will impact telecommunications across the vast network of expanding properties and economies we may, in the wake of 9/11, refer to as a global village. Any structural or ideological changes or advancements or adjustments ahead, can I cover them for the 1, 2, 3? That one from Terry Bolea in Venice Beach, California.
Well, Mr. Hogan, the structuralization of our corporate complex revolves around the new capabilities for mobility along with patterns of concentration and operational features of the cutting-edge sectors of advanced economies.
Where was that?
In
this?
Mm-hmm.
Page what?
The 5.
One question we need to ask Mr. Hogan is whether there is significant differences among these cities in the composition of their industries. We need to know if Boston is specialized in international banking and finance as New York and LA, and if so, is it the same kind of finance?
So, you see, next question.
I loved your first, this one to the SonCo chairman as well. I loved your first broadcast so much that I had to find a way to contact you guys. You should print up some business cards or something. It's not a bad idea, but we're not going to do it because it wasn't our idea first. Anyway, could you please read different flyers than the other hosts do? I'm really not being informed if I get the same news all of the time. It's classic capitalism and consumerism cliche of corporate. We'll cut the letter off right here. That one from Marissa Mazzola, a SonConian. And finally, one more. Dear SonCo Chairman, there was no reason for the inaugural broadcast to be as good as it was. I was wondering if you could do more sex jokes, though, because that's the only thing I find funny or interesting. Joe Schmo, a SonConian.
Well, it's funny you should mention sex, because that's what we're all about here at SonCo. Sex. S-E-X. SonCo Entertainment Extreme.
If you have any mail, including bills, please forward them to us at soncofans@hotmail.com.
Folks, we'd like to introduce to you a segment entitled Kaplan's Corner. Basically, it is an editorial form review of longtime Sunconian Richard J. L. Kaplan.
Richard wants your feedback on this comment. Get ready. All attractive girls at SonCo either have boyfriends or are far too needy to deal with.
Furious? Well, we hope so. Again, email your response to soncofans@hotmail.com. And that's about, wraps it up.
Fury, JP,
Oh, yes.
I heard you promised us your feelings on art this week,
Full rant next week, Jack.
but you said this week.
Next week, Jack. Next week. Next week.
Folks, as you know, we here at SonCo are very busy.
You never know when an opportunity may come to conquer another property.
Unfortunately for you, one of those times is our next program.
For that show, we will have 2 guest hosts taking over our hosting responsibilities.
We hope you will give them the appreciation and respect that you give us each and every week.
If you don't, well, you will die.
Folks, before we leave you tonight, remember one thing. It's always easier to blame the media.
That's the real terrorism.
Good night.